Joining us for a little bit is United States Senator Bill Cassidy. Hey, Dr. Bill, welcome back to Kiel.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Okay, let's talk about the Kavanaugh hearings. I'll make the statement, you can expound. What a clown car, what a circus, what the heck is going on?
Totally, and I'm sure you've already acknowledged 9/11 and the kind of issue of almost 3,000 Americans dying, and they died for our way of government. They died for our freedom. And then for people to stand up or to sit down and make stupid statements, purely posturing, saying things that are not true, a shame, 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 shame.
Now, eventually, and if you believe the Senate leaders, McConnell, etc., it's going to be sooner rather than later that it gets to the Senate floor for debate and a vote. What are you expecting? And given the histrionics, if you will, by the political left, by the Democrats on the Senate floor, I mean, in the judiciary hearings, what are you expecting when it comes to the floor?
You know, I think it'll come to the floor before the midterm election because Kavanaugh is incredibly well qualified, both as an intellect, as a man of character, and judges on the left, think he should be appointed. One of them called a true superstar. Self-describes herself as a liberal, then she says, or at least her liberal friends will criticize her, and then she says that he is a true superstar. Okay, so that's that. So we get on the floor, and we see more of the kind of funny, I can't believe you're saying this crazy stuff on the floor. I actually think that helps Kavanaugh, and it helps Republicans, because there's going to be so-called centrist Democrats like Joe Manchin and Joe Donnelly who are going to either have to vote for a really good guy appointed by President Trump in states in which President Trump is very popular, or they're going to vote with the kind of silliness and the misleadingness of people running for president from the far left.
Senator Bill, let me ask you this. Another item coming to the floor this week, I'm so excited to see this, would help us with our medication prices. Tell us a little bit about that bill, and does it have a shot?
Totally. It's going to pass. What you're talking about is something called a gag clause. Now, I've been so concerned. You know, I'm a doc. I worked in the charity hospital system for many years and often would work with patients who couldn't afford their medicines. Mm-hmm. Now, as it turns out, there's a type of an insurance company called a pharmacy benefit manager. And they will go to pharmacists and give them a contract and say to the pharmacist, if you tell a patient that it's cheaper for her to pay cash, and it's cheaper than her insurance copay or co-insurance, if you tell her that which is in her best interest, you lose the contract. Now, the pharmacist can't stay in business without the contract. So the pharmacist cannot tell the patient that she would save money by paying cash. That's called a gag clause. We are getting rid of gag clauses. We should give the patient the power, not the pharmacy benefit manager, particularly when they're using it to kind of gouge the patient. I'm kind of worked up this morning.
I'm with you on that one.
You know, Dr. Bill, you had mentioned at the beginning of our conversation, you had referenced 9/11. What are your thoughts and memories on such a somber day?
Oh, I was driving to work, and I can remember exactly, as everyone else can, exactly where I was, turning on the I-110 North to go to North Baton Rouge to OK Long Hospital. And at that moment, I had not been there when the first plane, I didn't know the first plane had hit, but they were trying to figure out what was happening, and then they saw the second plane hit on the radio as I was driving up. So I can kind of timestamp that moment. And of course, I felt the anger and the rage that all Americans felt, and still feel. 3,000 innocent people killed. You name it. Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, non-believer, every race killed by people who just hate the United States. And we're in a multi-generational war with those folks. We're a multi-generational war.
Senator, we went into a moment, a year or so of patriotism after that. Boy, have things changed since then. Why?
I'm not sure they've changed. Erin, think about it. When you see somebody in uniform, you say thank you for your service. And we have an ongoing respect for those who are volunteering. We're gonna have we have periodically across the state. There'll be one in Northwest Louisiana where young people can apply for the service academies. You cannot believe the quality of these people applying to go to the service academy, West Point, Naval, etc. Air Force. I should mention Air Force up in Bossier, and they're so top of the totem pole. And so I think we still have that respect. Now, partly it is part of our institutions that we get to debate things and politically, and we can disagree vehemently. We're still Americans. Let me say one thing, because I know we're going to be running out of time.
Yeah.
Your traffic report before we started reminded me of my worst moment on live radio.
Uh-oh.
I was in Caddo going east of Bossier Parish, and I was talking to the radio station in Alexandria, being driven, and just then a pickup truck cuts across 2 lanes and comes right in front of us going about 80 miles an hour.
Whew.
And so I'm on live radio, apparently without a button down there, and I yell something that if my kids said it...
Oh! Sound like something I would do.
Because I saw my light flash in front of my eyes.
Oh, man, well, I'm glad you weren't in a wreck.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't in the rush, but I wish they'd had a little button they could have pushed to drown the delete that.
Thank you, Senator Bill Cassidy. We appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you both.
19 past 8 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel.